All right, so here are some of the top 5 retirement regrets. Number 1 is not starting into the transition phase of retirement early enough. So a lot of people, they will go ahead and they will save their nest egg and they'll say, I got my money together and I'm ready to go, and they'll retire. And what you don't realize is there are so many different things that you need to figure out in retirement. Very seldom can you maintain the same budget that you had in your non-retirement work years, right? In your working years. So you got to get that budget nailed down. You got to figure out how you're going to spend your time. And it could be that spending your time is going to cost you more money for the first year or two, or it may, you could end up being a penny pincher and not spending any money, but not really enjoying your retirement years. So you got to get that figured out. That's number 1. All right, number 2 is wishing you'd have got some technical help earlier, okay? Tax strategy. I can't talk enough about tax strategy. It's huge in retirement. It's going to be the number 1 thing that's going to suck your money down, and probably, I don't want to say easier, but one of the simpler ways to go ahead and adjust your income basis. So getting a tax strategy is something that you want to start out with pretty quickly in your retirement. You don't want to wait until you're pushing up on your RMDs, required minimum distributions, until you figure out that, hey, I've got to do something. And that goes right into your withdrawal strategy. So if you don't have a withdrawal strategy on how you're going to take your money and live on it, you're going to get eaten up by taxes. And again, those required minimum distributions are going to come into play where you have to take a certain amount of money out. And if you don't plan on that, you're going to end up getting hurt really bad in your early to mid 70s. And of course, the one that everybody thinks about is when to take Social Security or what to do with my pension. Should I take it lump sum? Should I go ahead and take the monthly distributions? And those are some really tough decisions. The Social Security decision, personally, I'm kind of going year by year on that, or will be going year by year on that. I'm not even 62 yet. My pension, I had some big decisions to make on my pension, and I ended up taking the monthly distribution is what I ended up doing to kind of take some of the risk out of the market volatility, which for me, I think was a good decision. But for different people, they may sleep better at night knowing that their money is all in the stock market. Me personally, I wanted a little bit of protection against that market volatility. Those are decisions you need to talk to a professional about. And remember, I'm not a professional, I'm not a financial advisor. So if you need professional help, seek out a fiduciary financial planner who can build a plan just for you. All right, number 3 is changing or not changing your investment strategy when you go into retirement. So when you go into retirement, most of us take a look at it and we have a certain amount of risk tolerance. Like me personally, I dropped into a 60-40 stocks to bonds portfolio and ratio in my investments. Now, when you're younger, you could go ahead, you might be in an 80-20, a 90-10, or you may be in all stocks when you're really young, but that needs to change as you grow older. And as you get into retirement, you need to solidify that because you're going to be using that for your income now. Time is not on your side anymore. When you're young, time is on your side and you can rebound, but you're going to be withdrawing money from those funds on a monthly basis, or most of you probably will be. And when the market takes a big, dip, like that 20-30% dip, and then you've got to reach in there and grab more out of it, it just compounds the problems that you're going to have. So reducing your risk tolerance is what most of us do, although not everybody's going to do that, depending on the size of their nest egg. So anyway, people will just rock along and they'll go into retirement and they'll still be in that 70-30 portfolio or that 80-20, and they'll go in and there'll be a big drop in the market, and all of a sudden they've lost, 25–30% of their funds, and go, oh my God, what was I thinking? So that's something that you got to take into consideration in retirement, is getting that help earlier and adjusting. You may be perfectly fine with investing your own money, but if you are, please take a look at it and see how much your money needs to make to stay viable and to provide you a good retirement, and try to reduce your risk as you go along. Number 4 is what I call just ostrich head in the sand, okay? That's basically saying, okay, well, I'm going to save, 8% because that's what my company matches, and I'm going to stick my head in the sand and I'm going to just let it go. Well, that's all good and fine, but when it comes right down to it, at some point you've got to figure out what you need in retirement income and how much you've saved, and if that will support it. And if not, you've got to make adjustments, and you need to make those adjustments while you're still working. So like I say, saving 10% was kind of the golden rule back in the day, but I don't think 10% is getting it nowadays, not unless you've got some kind of pension or some other means of generating retirement income. A lot of people will say up to 20% is where you need to be. So just simply not saving enough and then getting to retirement age and saying, oh, wait a minute, that's not enough money. So get a retirement plan, 5 to 10 years before you think you'll be ready to retire, and take a look at that plan and make sure you're on track. Because if you've got 10 years to continue saving and ratchet that up, you've got a good chance of success. Number 5, and putting off the difficult decisions. So the difficult decisions are, what am I going to do with my estate plan? What am I going to do for life insurance? Do I need life insurance? What am I going to do for long-term health care? Do I need long-term health care, or do I have enough assets to go ahead and sell when that time comes, or if that time comes? Because not everybody is going to need long-term health care. But anyway, take a look at these insurance policies and see if that's something that you need or that you want that's going to help you sleep better at night. So you know what? I hope this video has helped you out, and if it has, please reach down, hit that like button, and watch this video next.